Okay.
Recording?
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Attorney. My name is Blair Clark, and I am here with Mr. David Sobel. David, how you doing?
Good. I'm doing pretty good. I'm the attorney.
Yep. I'm not the attorney.
No.
That guy's the attorney.
I think you made up the title, Blair. Ask the Attorney, right?
I like alliteration.
Yeah, very good. And we do have quite a bit of that in these segments, don't we?
Yes, we have 6 awesome questions that we're going to plow through tonight. So every week, tons of people write into David's office. They write, they email, they call. Maybe they're not sending you letters, but they email, they call. And the clerks in David's office, they put together a really great lineup of questions. It's always a great variety that touches all over with real estate and finance and contracts, and sometimes it's estate planning, and it's always really, really interesting. So I appreciate all of the wisdom that you drop on us every single
Thank you. Thank you. I've learned along the way. It takes a long time to learn all this stuff, but I'm happy to, if you call it wisdom, I'm happy to impart my experience and my legal knowledge, definitely. It's funny, we talk about like people emailing. We have so many channels of information, like the YouTube that we work on, Blair, these videos go on. But we have we have newsletters, we have a very active website, provenresource.com. We have podcasts, we have newsletters, did I say that already? And we do questions and answers online. And so I just learned last month, we had in the month of December, over 400,000 views on all our different channels in December 2021.
Wow.
And I can only tell you, I mean, it's very gratifying. It's really overwhelming. And we don't get 400,000, just so you know, we don't get 400,000 calls at the office. That would be impossible. But we do get a lot of inquiries every month. We get a lot of people looking at our material. And I always tell people, if you care enough, share enough. We'd really appreciate it, but definitely it was a real surprise. And that's just you and I have been doing this for what, over a year now or close to it?
We're coming up on a year.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think if I remember correctly, there were almost 30,000 views in December for the video, for the YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. You're a content creator, you're a social media influencer.
We have 4 books that we're
He's an author.
Yeah.
Published author.
At risk of sounding immodest, but these are all for all for our clients and our friends of the firm and friends that we have not met yet. And we are on 2 of the books are being revised because one's in our 2nd and one's going into its 3rd edition. And I'm working with one of our marketing directors at our office. Her name is Kat Nielsen. And she just told me that, we're upgrading one of the books for Amazon. So it's pretty cool. It's exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Very cool.
Thanks.
Well, there are a plethora of platforms.
Yeah.
I can use even more alliteration that you can find David on, like provenresource.com. But David, what's also your phone number in case anyone wants to just
The best
call?
number to reach us is 888-789-1715. And that is the easiest way to get in touch with us. And you can also go online. You can even do call now. Like you can call through the internet off the website or off, when you go to Google, you can, if you go to I think it's called Google Market, or I forgot what they call it, but it's like the map, Google Map.
Yep.
And you can call right there through the internet, which is incredible.
Well, what a time to be alive, right?
I'll tell you. It's a lot, it's pretty cool. Sometimes you get like beeped, sometimes you get it happened like, I think last week we got a texter and it says, hey, somebody's trying to reach you for a question. And I'm looking, I'm like, how do I get through to this person? Where did they find me? And it was through something like a Yelp. It wasn't Yelp, but it was like Yelp. And I'm like, where did that come from? So it's pretty cool.
That is cool. Awesome. Well, let's dive into our first question tonight. David, we have someone who is seriously concerned in South Lyon. So one of my favorite parts of doing this with David is all of the cute pseudonyms that his law clerks come up with. So this is from Seriously Concerned in South Lyon.
Mm-hmm.
And Seriously Concerned says, I am purchasing a larger home and some land on a land contract. The real estate agent says that I will get the land contract after I bring my $15,000 down payment to closing. I am concerned because I already have an agreement to buy this house. What am I missing? From Seriously Concerned in South
Lyon. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. It's late. What they're missing, from what I gathered on that one, is a realtor or real estate sales agent who is supposed to actually draw up a purchase agreement before, with the terms of what the land contract will contain. So a big problem that people run into, and they fail to understand, that there's actually 2 steps in the process of purchasing a home on a land contract. The first is you have to have a purchase agreement, okay? As if you were buying a home using a mortgage, or if you're buying a home and you're buying the home with cash. Land contracts are a form of financing, and so it would come under the finance provision in the purchase agreement. So it would say, you know, how are you buying this? Where are you coming up with the money? One of the items there will say, you know, land contract, or it might say other forms of financing. The agent should put right in there, land contract. That's number one. And in there, they would talk about the terms of what that land contract should say. I do have quite a few people over every year that come and they don't actually have the land contract done. They have a purchase agreement. The people go to I'm going to tell you, they don't go to a real closing, because a real closer is going to say, hey, I need a land contract. Yes. They close outside because they don't know any better because they didn't have an attorney or somebody who could guide them properly. But you need that land contract. So you need it before the closing. So this person in Saline, or they're buying the home in Saline, that's what I heard. That person needs to actually have the land contract within several days from the day that they sign the purchase agreement. It's not an exception having a land contract. It's not unusual having a land contract to buy on or sell on a land contract. It's a form of financing here in Michigan. So get that paperwork up front. Don't go to a closing where you're going to give somebody, I think she said $15,000, and then what? They're going to give you a copy, if they give you anything at all. They give you a copy of a land contract and they say, here you go, read it. Where's your attorney? Where you're going to read 15 pages of the obligations and duties and your legal rights? You're going to decipher all that in what, a half hour at a time? No. There's something wrong here, but it does happen. I'd hate to say it happens more often than not, and it's unfortunate. And that's because the public, the buying public, when they hear land contract, realtors think that those people who purchase on land contract are somehow disadvantaged because they can't get regular financing through a bank. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. You're a real estate investor, Blair. I know that you purchase properties using land contracts. It's a vehicle. It's a great instrument so that you don't have to go to the bank. It's a, you know, but it's a vehicle. It's a financial instrument. It's a real estate sales installment contract.
Yep.
And you better have that contract available to you well before the time that you go to the closing. So that person in Saline, I feel badly for her. Go get yourself, you know, an attorney who can basically review or even generate the contract. What she needs to do is say, I want a copy of the contract so I can show it to my attorney before I close.
Right, which seems basic, and that seems basic.
You would think.
Yep. Well, seriously concerned, you should be seriously concerned.
Right.
Agreed on that. Okay.